Hey, hi, how are you? Or kind of like in my language, I guess they say hari. I think that's Carrier anyway. This sounds a lot better. Hopefully, yep. So looks like the audio is working on my end. Yeah, I know I've haven't been doing this for a little while, but so our hope is to continue on 1 o'clock Monday to have it's a really online sharing circle, basically. So our goal is to eventually invite individuals to take part in this. Yeah. And oops, sorry. There. Okay. Um, yeah, I just realized I forgot to set up one thing. But so today we'll continue our discussion. It's a series on how do we make decisions. So and the whole reason that we're focusing and starting on this one is because in the big book it says if you've decided you want what we have and are willing to go to any length to get it, then you're ready to take certain steps. So if you have decided, so it's really a decision. So that's the first thing that we need to do is make a decision. Do I get into recovery or do I not? And then you need to go to any length to get that. Then you're ready to. So step one, admit that you're an alcoholic and that your life is unmanageable. Blah blah blah. Right. So it really comes down to a decision. So that's why we're concentrating, developing the decision first. This is going to be a series of podcasts, and our hope and goal is to eventually turn this into an actual training module. So right now we're just starting with a decision, and our hope and goal is to turn this into, okay, this is module 1. This is giving you ideas on how to make a decision, right? So today we'll be looking at 5 easy actions that you can take to develop your intuition. Bear with me because 5 easy actions to develop your intuition, and it's kind of like a Jedi or whatever, So go here. I'm going to have to take myself out of the picture here, scale down a bit. Oops. Oh, there. Bit more. Okay, so five easy actions that you can. So basically, intuition is a tool that all of us have. Some people suggest that it's a mystical power. Others would suggest it's merely our subconscious, trying to tell us something. But regardless of the source, we all have that little voice that tries to tell us some things from time to time. And as we get older, we often learn to ignore that still small voice, somebody said. So we turn to logic and focus on being practical. But we've experienced a lot over the years, and there's some part of our brain that has accumulated a tremendous amount of wisdom, despite living a lifetime of addictions. And it's still there. And our goal and hope is if you make a decision just to brush that wisdom off, because it's going to get dusty, because we haven't used it to its full potential in a while. But it's still there. What we need to do is dust it off, continue the journey along the red road as our ancestors wanted us to. Still listening to that still small voice can be a good thing. So in order to do that, Try these techniques to develop your intuition. 1. Meditate for a few minutes each day. One characteristic of intuition is that it has a soft voice most of the time. And it can be challenging to notice if our minds are busy with other things, especially if we're on the downtown east side. I've worked down there, and there's a lot of distractions, let's say. So meditation is a great way to clear the mind and make room for our intuition to come shining through. I once heard someone say, when we pray, we are asking the Creator's guidance. And when we meditate, we listen for His answer. What does the Creator say about your addictive lifestyle? One simple technique to clear your mind is to simply count your breaths and attempt to stay focused on your breathing. Avoid letting your mind wander. So when you breathe in, count that as 1. When you breathe out, count that as 2. Continue until you reach 10. Then when you do that, repeat that process and watch what happens to your thoughts. Something else that we could do is record our dreams. Our dreams can be full of useful information. I'm not playing a Freudian thing here, but many psychologists believe that we work out our challenges in our sleep. So I read psychocybernetics, so they said if you have a problem, sleep on it. And that's what I've played around with throughout the years, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It always works, because rather than make a hasty decision, try go to sleep. And even though it's difficult for most of us to remember our dreams, studies show that we average 5 dreams a night, but most of us are lucky to remember even 1. So after you go to bed, tell yourself that you want to remember your dreams in the morning. Keep thinking this to yourself until you fall asleep. I want to remember my dreams in the morning. Could even keep a notebook and a pen near your bed. A voice recorder can work well too. As soon as you wake up, start writing. Because dreams, and I found this to be true in my case too, tend to fade from memory quickly. Even when I'm awake, I'll be walking in a room and I'll say, okay, I'm going in here for a specific reason. And by the time I get in there, I forget. So that's just conscious thoughts. So review your dreams and see if there might be any information that you could use in your life, especially dreams that include a relapse or dreaming about, the past addictive lifestyle. Sometimes are going to seem so real and they're powerful. So relish in your relief, though, that once you realize it was just a dream, your sobriety date is intact and gives you more time to rejoice. The third thing that you could do is follow your intuition. The surest way to shut down your intuition is to never follow it. So start using it in situations that have minor importance. It could be as simple as taking a walk and asking yourself which way you should turn at each intersection or fork in the road. Something else you may also want to do is use your self-awareness as you're walking on the downtown east side. Imagine that there's security cameras, but the security camera is your own mind, taking a look down at yourself, wandering through the streets. See, how do you look? How do you feel, right? But that's one thing that you could do, is just start to follow your intuition. Show your intuition that you're listening and responding. You'll be more likely to hear from it in the future. So you'll eventually see this in your spiritual muscle. Like all muscles, the more you exercise it, the stronger they get. Number 4, busy your mind. Many people find that their best ideas come while their mind is busy, but not too busy. Some examples commonly cited include walking, driving down the highway, mowing the grass, taking a shower, listening to the rain. Listen to the raindrops of the rainfall. No. Think about the times that you've had great ideas. Like, not great ideas in your addiction, but when you're sober mind. Try to put yourself in similar situations more frequently. when all else fails, hang out with some people even when you do not feel like it. See how you feel before and after. The fifth thing that you could do is keep a journal. Take a few minutes each day to write in a journal. Sometimes putting things down on paper opens a floodgate of ideas and inspiration. Then, over time, study what you've written. You'll likely find insights you haven't even considered. I do this when I'm reading books or articles or watching YouTube videos. Oh yeah, but there again, so remembered one moment, 5 minutes later I forget. So it's good to write it down. Keep your journals in a safe place so you'll feel more comfortable with being honest and thorough. Remember, you have to be thorough and honest. I heard of this one exercise where the person said, whenever anything happens in your life, write it down. You had a good day today, write it down. You had a bad day, one of the worst days in your life, write it down. Just keep writing. Then they said at the end of the week, take 15 minutes to read what you wrote that week. At the end of the month, take an hour. At the end of the year, take maybe on your birthday or sobriety day, take a day. They said you'd be surprised at what you find. I remember telling this to quite a few people, everyone that I met. Oh, this is the way you journal. And for 10 years, I told people, and then finally, I don't know what happened. I was having a bad year, being angry, full of self-pity, still am. But this came back to haunt me. I said, okay, I'm just going to do it. And so I did it. This one act saved my sanity. Being in touch with your intuition can help you identify and solve the challenges in your life that are causing stress. It releases your imagination and creativity. Your intuition is a great resource, but it's important to nurture it. Start with small things, and when your intuition has proven reliable, use it to make bigger decisions. Because bigger decisions are coming if you stay in recovery long enough. If you make a decision to stay into recovery, if you are thorough and honest, big decisions are going to be on the horizon. And my hope and prayer is that it happens sooner. So intuition is a tether to the subconscious. It's your ultimate source of wisdom and creative energy. Make life easier and richer by utilizing all of your resources and taking the initiative. So those are 5 things that you could do. Meditate every day, record your dreams, follow your intuition, exercise it like a muscle, busy your mind, and keep a journal. Keep a journal. I can't emphasize that enough. If you do these 5 easy techniques, your intuition should be sure to develop. Then pretty soon you'll be making decisions almost a little bit easier using your intuition because it's a muscle that you've exercised. You've taken these 5 easy steps. You've nurtured it, and big decisions are coming. So the quicker that you do this, the quicker you'll be able to deal with those big decisions. If you'd like a copy of this, I put this time into an ebook. You could send us an email at info@iwtscanada.org. info@iwtscanada.org. Send us an email. Maybe leave a comment down below. Like this video or subscribe, as they say. But yeah, just see. There again, use your intuition. Like, should I do it? Should I not? Journal about it. Pray. Meditate. Focus on maybe if it comes back in your dreams. Probably not, but follow your intuition and maybe keep your mind busy, like throughout your recovery, and because once we're distracted, just like that's why I think we have to sleep on it. You'll be surprised. Like there's a book called Psychocybernetics, and in there he said he was having a problem trying to uncover this fossil, and he couldn't figure it out, and he was driving him crazy. So he put it down for the night, and then he fell asleep, and then he woke up. He had a pen and paper beside his bed. He drew out how the shape should look. It came to him in a dream. Went to the office the next day, and he easily carved it out, and it was exactly how he had imagined and pictured it. So, and it was undamaged. So, and that book was written in the 60s. So, yeah. Whereas I don't know where I got this information, but this is today. So a lot of this stuff is still relevant, and that's why you need a journal, write it down, and because as you grow and learn and exercise your spiritual muscle further on down the road, some of these techniques you'll realize will save your life. And our goal is to build up your spiritual muscle enough so that when the big decisions come, you could tackle those on head on, face first. Like, just don't run away from it, don't fight, don't flee, all that. Just make the decision and live with the consequences, because once you make a decision, there are consequences. Like getting into recovery. If you decided you want what we have and are willing to go to any length, and you're ready to take certain steps. So making that decision, there's going to be consequences to it. Big, huge, major consequences. So if you make the small decisions now, exercise it, play around with these ideas, concepts, it'll pay off in the end. My hope and prayer for you today is that I pray, if you stumble upon this live stream podcast, that you'll be able to take the information to your heart, exercise your spiritual muscle. I pray that you make the right decision to get into recovery under all circumstances, because individuals, people need you, your family, even though they may have excommunicated you, you don't have any contact with them, but yet if you want to make like that line in Gladiator says, friends, what do we do in life echoes in eternity. If you want to make a huge, big echo in your eternity, not only for your family, but your family's life and your children, your great-grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren, get into recovery. Use these concepts, exercise your intuitive muscle until the bigger problems come, bigger decisions come, bigger consequences come. Stay in the deep end of the pool. Don't rush it. Stay with it. Just like Tyler Durden says, this is your pain. You too, your decisions will echo in eternity. All our relations.